Yo, what up everyone? Welcome back to the video. Today, we're going to be talking about how you guys can make up to $2,500 a month driving for delivery services like Grubhub and Postmates and Ubereats and Doordash. And I got a step-by-step process written down. Here's the recipe for how you're going to make up to $2,500 a month, guaranteed every single month, no matter what, which is going to leave you with around $2,000 to $2,100 in profit after you deduct gas and wear and tear to your car and stuff. But before we get started, please subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet, and give this video a nice big thumbs up if you enjoy this kind of content. All right, let's get started. All right, so when we back this up to the very beginning of what the basics are of what you need to get this done, it's gonna be a reliable car, and you do not want to have an expensive car because you got to take into consideration devaluation, like how much you're devaluing your car as you're driving around. So if you're driving a pretty expensive car, like $30,000 or something, you're going to devalue your car probably way quicker than you're actually going to be able to make your money. Now that's a real thing, and I've done videos on it in the past. So try to be driving around, I would say, a $5,000 to $10,000 car, something that's not going to lose a ton of value from all the miles that you're going to be putting on, because you are going to put on a lot of miles. The next thing, you're gonna want discipline. Obviously, you're gonna have to have a lot of discipline to do this, because you do have to actually go and force yourself to get out. And a lot of people, if you're lazy or something, you're generally gonna fall behind. You're not gonna be able to like keep on track with this kind of schedule, because you do, like, this is basically an entrepreneur kind of job. You have to go out and do it, so you have to schedule yourself. So scheduling and like having good discipline to make the minimum amount of money every single day is very crucial. And the third thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna have like something productive to do in your spare time, because you're gonna be sitting around a lot. For example, I started doing delivery driving when I first started my footwear company. As soon as I started my footwear company, I was like, man, I can't have a normal job because I'm not gonna be able to work on my business at all. So I went and I signed up for Postmates, and I actually made all the money that I needed to every single month to pay off my loans for my footwear company and to get all my business all my expenses covered throughout the week. So this is, or throughout the month. This is very possible and very easy, especially if you have good discipline and you have some stuff, especially if you have like a side hustle or something you're working on right now and you need some secondary income to build that up, then this is like the perfect job for you. All right, so it's the beginning of the week and it's time to start scheduling your dashes. So what you're gonna wanna do, so if you're dashing, dashers are allowed to, if you have good enough ratings, dashers are allowed to schedule a week ahead of time, and that is available at 3 p.m. every single day. So set an alarm at 3 p.m. every single day and just remind yourself to go on and schedule your dashes. That way you get the first choice and the best pick of all the dashes. If you're doing apps like Postmates and that kind of stuff, you don't really need to schedule anything. I believe Grubhub is the same as Doordash though, something very similar. So you're gonna wanna schedule ahead if you're on like Doordash. It's very crucial, especially because you'll always have the best hours, which are gonna be lunchtime and dinner time. All right, now there's two different ways that you can dash. You can do serious dashing, or you can do like casual dashing. I nowadays do a lot of casual dashing because I don't need it to be like my main source of income anymore. Let's say I'm going to the mall or something, I will just log into Doordash or Postmates, and if I get an order on the way, then I'll accept it, and if I don't, then no big deal. But what I'll do is like pretty much throughout the day, anytime I need to leave to go somewhere or something, if I can, I will log in. And if I get an order on the way, which actually happens pretty often, and especially like you could get just a random really big order out of nowhere just by having the app logged in. One time I was just sitting at home and I got a $50 order from Chipotle. Of course, I'm gonna get up and go do a quick delivery from Chipotle for 50 bucks. So that's a benefit of just casual dashing and leaving your app on all day. But if you're doing serious dashing, there's a few steps that you really need to take. Number one, if you can get on multiple platforms, you're gonna be way better off because you have more choices of orders that you're gonna be able to take. And if you're just on one platform, a lot of times that platform might be slow that day or something. But if you have multiple platforms, more opportunities, and who doesn't like opportunities? Once you log in, you need to go to a place like right now, I'm at the mall. The mall is a great place to go and get orders, especially if it's an outdoor mall, not necessarily an indoor mall because you don't want to get out of your car and walk really far to get an order. But an outdoor mall is great because there's all kinds of restaurants on the outside that are like expensive restaurants, and then there's usually like a Chipotle, a Cheesecake Factory, all the good stuff, you know? So those are generally like the best places to go and park because there's gonna be more orders coming from that, and whoever is the closest driver is gonna get that order, at least the first choice. So you wanna place yourself in a convenient spot to get orders. I'm sure you'll really notice that if you're just sitting at home and you don't live by any restaurants like I do, I live pretty far away from the city, I'm not gonna get any orders if I'm just sitting way out there. It's pretty rare. So you need to go out and be productive and drive to that spot. Next thing is, if you're driving for Grubhub or Doordash and they tell you how much you're gonna make ahead of time with a tip and everything, you're gonna wanna set a standard for your orders. You're gonna wanna make at least, like, I would say $1 per mile. If I need to drive 7 miles, I need to make at least $7. I generally try to do $2 a mile. I don't really accept anything for $1 a mile nowadays, but anything for $2 a mile, I'll generally take. Another thing to consider is the drop-off area. If you live in an area like Vegas or downtown LA or something like that, for example, I live in Vegas, I would never want to drive and deliver to the Strip. It's very important that you don't go to these places because you gotta park, you gotta walk out, you gotta be averaging around 2 deliveries an hour, especially if you want to be productive and actually hit these goals. So you don't want to spend too much time on the delivery part of it. So if you can, look to see where you're delivering on the app. And if you're going to a hotel or something, you might want to reconsider it depending on how much the order is worth. Because if you have to get out and park and walk up somewhere, it's going to take up a lot of your time, and that 10 to 15 minutes can add up rather than if you just drove up to someone's house and dropped off an order and you're back in your car. Another thing that's crucial on DoorDash, if you have specific zones that you're dashing in, which means you don't get orders outside of those areas. So if you're getting an order, you want to keep it in that area. You don't want to deliver somewhere really far because you're going to have to drive all the way back to that area to get another order. Next thing is scheduling. Scheduling is super important. You want to work the lunch hours and the dinner hours. If you're working any of the off hours, you're not going to make very much money. You're going to generally spend a lot of time just sitting around waiting for orders. So you're going to want to work from lunchtime, which is going to be around 10 till 1 or 10 till 2. And then also the dinner hours, which are going to be from 4 till 8. Super important that you work those hours. I usually made my daily minimum of about $85. Around like 4 to 5 hours or so you usually don't have to work the full 6 or 7 hours. Now, in order to make $2,500 a month, you're gonna have to break it down to $85 a day, which is gonna leave you with about $70 a day or $2,000 a month in profit after you deduct expenses. Which means with an average of around $7 to $8 per order, which is mine after 2,000 deliveries, I'm assuming other people's would be similar, you're gonna need to do at least 10 to 12 orders a day. So think about that. If you break that down into hours, into orders per hour, you gotta really make around 2 orders per hour. So try to keep everything under 30 minutes. So try to be strategic and only pick short orders that pay enough, of course. So that's all the tips that I got for you guys today. The more you drive around, the more experience you're gonna get, the more money you're eventually gonna make down the line. So of course, once you know the area a lot better, it's gonna be easier for you to make a good amount of money. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you guys haven't, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.